How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about GGPI. We ended up seeing a big time spike inside of the market. We'll talk about the reason behind it, but we know there's been a lot of volatility. So, seeing the strong sell off that it had, I'm still happy about the fact that we were able to finish off with a green day. We'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for GGPI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $11.16, being up 0.90%. On the low, it tested $11.08, and then on the high, testing $11.99. So when we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 4.242 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 3.58 2 million shares. So we did have above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you could see from the RSI down below, it is at 50.96. And when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, but we are above the 21-day EMA and as well as the 50-day. So as you can see here right away, we ended up seeing a high of $11.99, and we are well aware that $12 is a strong resistance area for GGPI. So after having this spike and the conditions we had inside of the market, we had a big time sell off here, but we were able to actually hold up support at $11.08. We've been able to form higher lows as well for the past 3 trading days. So that is a bullish sign. So going into tomorrow, if we see strength inside of the market, I want to see us hold up at least 1108, most preferably if we can hold up 1110, and see if we can make that push to the 100-day around $11.39. And if we are able to pass the 100-day here, that's where I want to see us get above $11.50. As far as if we end up trading flat, I'd want to see us hold up $11. But if we do break through that level and it starts to look bearish, then I'm looking for support to actually hold up right here around $10.89. And you guys know already, I feel if you're adding to your position when the stock is below $11, this is not too bad whatsoever. But of course, this is not financial advice. So let's see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. But if we continue to consolidate within our range, that is not a bad look either. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for GGPI. Scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings we have here for March the 3rd, we have Walleye Capital LLC that went in with puts with a value of 63,300 shares. And we also see again for calls of 88,000. We also have 2 closed positions for March the 1st and as well as for February the 28th, and as well as the ones for the 23rd, the 22nd, and the 18th we covered in prior videos. But just to go over it quickly, we have Simplex that purchased 23,561 shares. We also have Advisor Shares Gerber Kawasaki ETF that purchased 24,876 shares. And then we have Lumbar ODA Asset Management that purchased 15,000 shares. So now as we take a look at the short interest, The off-exchange short volume ratio is at 53.94%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is at 541,364 shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 800,000, updated 17 minutes ago. And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 2.02%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of March the 1st, it is at 48.23. And then for the close of the second being at 53.94. So what this tells us right away, GGPI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for GGPI. So we see on the inflow, it's at 11.71, and then on the outflow, it's at 11.32. So we had an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 0.65. On the medium, it was 8.76, and then on the small, it was 2.30. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 0.21. On the medium, it was 8.39, and then on the small, it was 2.72. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, March the 3rd, it was at inflow of just over 441,000. When we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, it tends to represent the retail side. We had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, or funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was right around 4.25%. So again, it is up there. Like I said, we did have a big time spike. There was some profit taking and selling pressure there. So that's why you see, as far as for the turnover ratio, it is the way it is. There's going to be a lot of traders who are attracted to it, and I can only imagine when it spiked up like that, considering the conditions we had inside of the market, it was an opportunity for those that wanted to take advantage of shorting and as well as buying puts. So let's get into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for GGPI, that's going to be bringing Polestar public. As far as the spike that we had inside the market today, they were able to reveal the Polestar 02. And what does it have? It comes with an autonomous drone. Yeah, I think that is pretty crazy. I will put a picture of it somewhere on the screen, but I think this did bring a lot of excitement, and it does show, as far as for the company, they are very forward looking. They want to make sure they put themselves ahead of the pack. And if you didn't know already, this company is being backed by Volvo here. So again, this is a play that you want to keep on your radar. But aside from that, in regards to the price action though, I want to see us hold up support at $11. And if it does fall below $11, you guys already know what I like to do. I like to add some shares and buy up some warrants, because as far as for the upside is concerned, we noticed there was resistance at $11.99. So we were able to get above 12. Of course, the next move that we look for is around $12.50. And if I feel if the markets were a lot stronger, especially inside of tech, this stock would have easily gotten to $13 on that news alone. But with these conditions that we have traders that are going to be taking profits. You also have some people that maybe just want to get out of the play due to the volatility. But again, I am still hopeful on the fact that we're going to be looking forward to seeing a run up, especially as we get closer to that merger date. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we can see institutions have been loading up on shares. And then when we take a look at the short interest, it also does continue to have short squeeze potential. So with that said, I highly suggest you do your homework and you do your due diligence if you're giving this play a look. If you are in this play already, again, you guys already know what the dip opportunities look like, and you already know where the floor price is in regards to being at $10. So when you think about the upside here, that's why it's one of my favorite plays. And that's why when I ended up seeing it spike, I looked at my account, I'm like, wait a second, oh, GGPI is running. So just seeing that overall, I knew it wasn't going to last a long time. I knew we were going to have a pullback. But just know, after this cycle in the market is over, and hopefully it could happen right before the merger date, then we can look forward to seeing this stock run up just like every other solid EV play that is out there. So let's see how Polestar performs going into tomorrow. I'll continue to keep you guys updated. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.